reggae official. So official if it's reggae. Taurus Riley singer representing Jamaica Land we love. Bam.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Sunsplash Mix Show. I am Ja Prince.
And I'm Selected Princess, and we have a long-awaited guest.
We had to wait for the album to come out, Princess. You know, the singles were creating the buzz and the videos were dropping, but now it's time to talk to the Windrush Baby. Who's the Windrush Baby?
It's me! Hi, thanks for having me. This is very long overdue, but I'm glad we're doing it.
And it's promo time for the album, Miss Aleighcia Scott. Talk to us again from the beginning, the Windrush Baby. You had to go through a couple different album titles. He was like, no, this is it. This is the whole concept right here. Explain the title of the album.
So basically, this was the album title and that was it. I think we had a couple of songs first and then we just kind of just came to that. So I am a Windrush Baby. My grandparents came from the UK, from Jamaica, to the UK as part of the Windrush generation. And for those who don't know, they were a big collective that came from predominantly the West Indies, who were invited by the UK to help to build up the country after the war. So they played an integral part of making the UK what it is today. Often go and recognise, but for me, it's really important that I carry that legacy with me and just champion that everywhere I go. So a lot of people in Wales call me Windrush Baby and friends and things like that. So it just kind of made sense because Rory is also Windrush Baby. That was the title of the album. It just naturally came.
So you were maybe halfway between getting material together for this album and then the title came? And then you put songs along that topic?
So basically, yeah, we were about halfway through and we just kind of just sat and like, oh, album title. And it just naturally came to us. There wasn't even a doubt, a question, no other ideas of what it should be. We were just like, Windrush Baby, because it just made sense because we tried to honour them as much as possible within this. And it's what we both stem from. So it just made sense for us.
Making an album. We've been speaking with artists, producers, over the years, musicians, and compiling songs, putting together a project, sticking to the core meaning of it. How many tracks did you and Rory, you know how Rory is. So how many tracks did you guys really go over? 20 and then 10, 15? How did it narrow down?
Well, actually, funny story. We had in the first 18 months a whole album of, I think it was 12 tracks. And because the first two we wrote were, the first one was Maybe, and the second one was This Way, because they were like a certain level, nothing else matched up after that. So we scrapped it all after 18 months apart from those two songs and started all over again.
Wow.
Incredible.
There you go. Let's talk about working with Rory. I'll be the bad guy. You don't got to say it. Rory is very talented, especially just music. It's something he hears with the female voice. He's had success. So how many times Rory say, yo, sing that over, sing that over? How was the recording process?
A few times. Rory is a genius, but he also knows what he wants to hear, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I trust in the fact that if we have to redo and re-go over, there is a reason. So you just have to have some patience.
I tell you, Rory. How did you two connect?
So about 6 years ago, I think it was, he'd seen some of my stuff on, I think it was Facebook, of like live performances and things I was putting out. And he messaged me and he reached out and he said, oh, I really like the sound of your voice and I'd really like to work on some material with you. Can you come to Jamaica? So I said, yeah, okay. And I think maybe like 2 weeks later, I got on a plane and to stay with my auntie in Kingston. She wasn't far from Rory, so we just started working straight away.
Organic. I love it.
He was like, I didn't know you were going to turn up. I said, you said, can you come to Jamaica? I said, yes. So here I am.
I like it. 10 solid tracks. Sometimes people say, hey, it is a wonderful collection of lovers rock, R&B. There's a ska track on it, so to speak. There's a good vibe. But why you got to go political? Why is there a song called Hey World? Why are we getting into these semi-controversial mentions of social issues?
I think it's really important. Reggae is message music, and it's a sign of the times, of things that people are going through right now. And it's important as a reggae artist to speak on those things. Mikey Bennett brought Hey World to us, and we sat down and went through it and built the story of the song. And yeah, I just think it's really important. It's timeless also because the things that are in there are things that have been happening for so long.
There we go. Sometimes they say reggae artists, just stick to your lane. Maybe you're going to get some detractors in the media. They're going to highlight that one. But you think we should be able to just say what we want and sing what we want?
Yeah, I think it also is different because people are so used to me kind of singing just lovers tunes, and for me as an artist, for years I've been writing these kind of songs and these kind of styles, but haven't really put so many out. Maybe like one in the early days, um, but I'd always been writing them in the background. So for me, in this album, it really helped me to kind of come out of my shell and be in my comfort zone and just get everything that was inside me creatively to come out.
I like it. We're talking to the TV presenter, the radio presenter, the vocalist, the cultural ambassador, Miss Aleighcia Scott. And you do sing. So one more track. It's called Maybe. Now that is the lovers rock groove right there. Like solid song.
Yeah, so Maybe for me was the first track I ever wrote for the album. I wrote it on the plane going from the UK over to Jamaica to Kingston to go in the studio. Um, so Rory had sent me the shell of the rhythm and kind of said, maybe write something for when you get here so that we got something to go by and see how we work and stuff. So that was the first one. And when I turned up with the song, Rory was like, what? I said, yeah, this is the start. This is what we're working with. So yeah, for us, it was just a really good start, and it was a sign of that we are working on the right lines, and everything is going to be a positive. Yeah.
I like it. Recording another track called My Love. Some people might not understand. We get to hear your full vocal range. Sometimes, as the producers, you got to kind of take out some of the elements. Let her sing. So, talk about My Love and the fascination there. Your voice is very powerful.
So with My Love, myself and Kesia Ellis had been writing, and Rory's like, "You two write a song and write about whatever you want to write about." So we wrote a song about, I think it was about like rhythm and music, and we brought it to him. He's like, "Okay, maybe not that." We're like, "But you said, right? Yeah, just not that." So me and Keith went off separately and started writing songs, and My Love just came to my head. And for me, I still haven't decided if I'm writing about my relationship with God or if it's a romantic relationship. I haven't quite decided because I know the Most High, and I feel like maybe that was what subconsciously was going on at the time. And it was just a really emotive song for me. It really just dug deep into a place that I didn't even know I had emotionally. And even now, if I hear that song, sometimes I might have a little tear or two in my eye because it just sparks that emotion in me. But Roy didn't like it. And he said, "Oh, no, it's not going on the album." I was like, "Please, you don't understand what I had to do to write this song." Like, I was crying in the studio. No, this is not going on the album. I don't like it. And then Mikey Bennett came and saved the day and was like, "What? Wicked piece of song." And Rory said, "Okay, we'll put it on the album."
I like it. I like it. The Mikey Bennett. Big up to Dean Frazier. We hear all the musicians that are contributing to this project right here. Let's talk about again. You are of the culture. You're
Yeah.
of the UK culture, of the Wales culture. And now there just was a recent documentary about black music. And we're not going to say black music abroad, but it's abroad for us.
Yeah.
What is there in the story? What needs to be told as we're moving into 2024 about the contributions and the struggles, black music?
So much. So documentaries Black Music Wales, it recently came out last weekend. And do you know it's the first time there's ever been a documentary about black music in Wales, where black music in Wales is huge.
Mm,
So it was really important for us to be a part of it and to tell the story. There's so much more that definitely can go in there. It could be episodes for days. But I feel like it was a really powerful episode of lots of people's different stories. So, for example, obviously we have Shirley Bassey, but we've got artists like Mace the Great who right now are literally going around the world. And often people say to me, like, Wales, I thought you were English. I'm like, no, I'm from Wales. They're like, but in the UK,
yeah.
so you're English. I'm like, no, I'm from Wales. It's different. So yes, for me, it's important to fly that flag too and tell our story because it's not often when that gets told.
I like it. There's a lot of young ladies, a lot of young men who are listening to this interview, the Sunsplash Mix Show. They want to get into media. They don't know exactly what they should do. Isn't there a proper way, or sometimes you kind of look up? How do you get involved even to get to the BBC One Extra?
So I guess there's a proper way. I know a lot of people do it via like courses and qualifications and that stuff. There are ways that way, but for me, it was kind of like a natural kind of transition into that. I've always been interested in radio. I love radio, and I've always been interested in like socially speaking to people and talking and listening. Um, and a few people have said to me when they were interviewing me, do you know, I think you could actually be a presenter. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's something I was interested in, but I just didn't think maybe I would get a chance to do it. And then I tweeted, I'd love to have a reggae show on BBC Radio Wales, and lots of people shared it because I didn't know they wanted me to as well. And the boss saw it got shared so much, and he said to come in, let's give you a trial. So they gave me a one-off Christmas show. It'd be 2 years this Christmas. I covered somebody twice then, and then they said you just want your own show, and that's BBC Radio Wales. So that show's been since April the 7th, 21. 22. And then I got the call to cover Sir David Roggan's show on One Extra. Yeah, so now I'm his cover too, which is amazing.
Amazing. I mean, a lot of people coveted position, but earned, respected.
Thank you.
Salute.
I think music is just so important to me, and with every song I play, it's like I like to know about the song and I enjoy the song, and I basically just go in every Thursday night and just have a party for one in the studio over the airwaves, and it's a beautiful community that tune in. So yeah.
Nice, nice. Keep it up with your daily schedule, your monthly schedule. You have to be the presenter.
Mhm.
You gotta have the personal management. You need some private time. And now, album's out. You gotta promote it. Are you ready to promote and sing all of next year?
Yeah, so basically I've just worked towards this my whole life. I've been singing since I was about 7. And what I'm doing now is basically what I told myself I was always going to do, but I knew that I was just working towards it. So yeah, now is the time. So I'm definitely ready.
I like it. I like it. Right before we let you move forward, it's all about the little ska vibe. That's something that the UK, all of Europe basically holds down. So talk about In My Shoes.
So Rory had the Shells of the Rhythm again for this, and I was like, ska vibes, because obviously it's important to us to have a very authentic reggae album, and obviously reggae derives from ska too. So having that element in there was definitely an important part of the foundation. So when he played it to me, and I was like, yes, this is wonderful. And then Blair, who wrote the song, sent the ideas through for In My Shoes, and we were like, this is it. This is it. Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes that's how organic music is created. Sometimes you really do need to be in the studio with the producer. Talk about Mr. Big Shot, because now we see the visuals for such a strong song. And you're working with a lot of female creators. Big up to Tuff Like Iron, big up Mamayashi, and Tizzy.
Yeah,
Creative.
yes. It's a beautiful energy to be in, around some wonderful people who care about the music, care about the project, and it's just a natural vibe and it's nice. And I feel like once you're in such a safe creative space, you can just completely be yourself and create the best. And so the story of Mr. Big Shot, Dave Clark, Tallman as Rory would call him, he wrote this song. And we sat in the studio and he said, I think I got something to play you. And he played this song and we were like, this is wicked. This has got to go on the album. Much like Hey World, it's really important topics and things that need to be discussed. So for us, there was no questioning. This was just going on the album.
The whole collective resources pulled together. An album is out now. Can you tell people around the world in your presenter voice,
yes,
on stage, on the BBC, how to support you and listen to your music?
So you can find the album Windrush Baby everywhere, by me, Aleighcia Scott, and produced by RoryStoneLove. It's available on all download and streaming platforms, so you can get it on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, all these places, everywhere. And yeah, there's videos dropped for the album on YouTube, on Reggaeville, and we might have some more coming as well before Christmas. Well, we do. I know we do. We've got them.
Beautiful, beautiful. Give them the spelling, and we can't wait to see you in America, big old Texas, for South by Southwest.
Yes, so we've just announced I'm going to be there in March. I'm hoping to be on a few different stages, so I'm really excited to be doing that. Really excited. But the spelling of my name, just in case you can't find it, Aleighcia. That's Aleighcia.
There you go, Miss Scott, and she sings.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time with the Sunsplash Mix Show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's well overdue, and I've been really excited to do this, so thank you.